We're into the last part of this program. Welcome back to World Insight, and for that, let's dive down to Southeast Asia, where opium cultivation has fallen over the last 10 years by an astounding 82%. That sounds like good news, but countries across the region are now tackling a very different drug threat, one that could be even harder to wipe out.
Once notorious as a center of the world's opium trade, Southeast Asia, home to the Golden Triangle, is now fighting a different drug demon. Over the last decade, just as farmland has given way to urban jungles, drug crops like opium poppies have given way to odorless, hard-to-detect synthetic drugs, methamphetamines, also known as speed. Their Thai name is yaba, crazy medicine. The drug is made easily in clandestine laboratories with highly toxic but inexpensive ingredients, making methamphetamine manufacture and trafficking a lucrative trade for criminals.
They can produce anywhere, anyhow, and anytime. They can find the chemicals easily. They can traffic in any form.
Chatai Sutiklum is Senior Narcotics Control Advisor at ONCB, the Drug Control Agency of Thailand, a country where yaba accounts for 80% of illicit drug cases. He says that in a culture that values hard work, these energy-giving stimulants first gained ground among labourers, then found their way into youth culture. By 2003, Thailand was reporting the highest methamphetamine abuse rate in the world.
The epidemic of the methamphetamine is growing faster than other kind of drugs in the history.
In 2006 alone, methamphetamine seizures in Thailand and the rest of the region, including China, amounted to 40 million pills and 8.4 tons of crystal meth. Evidence that the fight against traffickers of synthetic drugs has become the major drug control challenge here. In Thailand, where methamphetamines have been declared a threat to national security, the response has been to wage an aggressive war on drugs. But with the drug crackdown, new traffic routes have opened up, spreading the yaba epidemic to Thailand's poorer neighbour, Cambodia. And it's here in Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh, that Pon Rotana, unable to afford school, would roam the city streets with his friends and get his first taste of yaba.
The drugs would make me lose my ability to reason. I would forget everything, even about my family.
Pon Rotana is 17 years old and started using yaba when he was barely 13.
We would take the foil from cigarette pack and put the drugs on top and light it up. And when it starts melting, then snort the fumes up through a straw.
Most commonly sold as pills, but also as powder or in a crystal form known as ice, these drugs can be swallowed, injected or smoked.
I would smoke this much ice mixed with a yaba peel.
Soon, his habit got out of hand.
I only thought about going out to have fun, doing drugs, being violent and stealing. I never dreamed that one day the police would come to arrest me.
Cases like Ponrotanas are increasingly common in Cambodia, a country where large-scale drug production was, until recently, unheard of. Places like this clandestine methamphetamine lab, the largest found to date in Cambodia, hidden away in a seemingly innocuous cattle ranch. General Mokdara led the raid on this site, stacked with volatile, toxic chemicals.
We had never seen anything like this before in Cambodia. We had raided drug production centers, but never anything on this scale.
He didn't have protective gear and has pockmarks on his skin to show for it.
We didn't consider the danger. Our number one mission was to raid the area and arrest the people. We didn't think about protecting ourselves.
Worse yet, with disposal facilities available in Cambodia for such toxic material, the chemicals became a time bomb. Among them, more than 600 bottles of thionyl chloride, a substance that could explode upon contact with water. Caught in a race against time, experts from different countries worked together to defuse the threat, bringing in a specialized team to neutralize the chemicals on site.
Without international practical cooperation and joint law enforcement activities, it will not be possible for the authorities to stop the activities of traffickers.
To stop traffickers in this sleepy border town near the Mekong River, which separates Cambodia and Laos, police from the two sides must rely on each other and on neighboring countries to exchange intelligence. Their aim is to block a new drug supply artery that starts in Myanmar and moves through Laos into Cambodia and Thailand. The results so far are encouraging, says Akira Fujino.
We have now seen containment because of the joint collaborative law enforcement.
In Cambodia, where the street availability of yaba pills is in decline, methamphetamine abuse rates are still on the rise.
There are so many kids like me, same age as me, who aren't able to go to school. They turn to drugs or become dealers in drugs.
And across the region, the fight against crazy medicine is likely to continue for years to come.
And with that report, we come to the end of another program. You, of course, can join us at the same time next weekend for a new edition of World Insight. And also check out our program page at english.cctv.com, where you can also find our email address. We'd love to hear from you, as always, with your comments and your suggestions. I'm James Chow in Beijing. From me and my colleagues here, have a great week ahead, and we'll see you again.